Imagine waking up one morning. You open your phone, check your bank account, and realize something has changed. Not because your salary increased, not because you won the lottery, but because the way people earn money has changed. The strange part? You might not even notice it happening. Artificial intelligence is no longer just something people use to write emails, generate pictures, or ask random questions. AI is moving directly into the world of work, business, finance, marketing, customer service, analysis, and entrepreneurship. And that creates a very important question. Will AI help you make more money, or make it harder for you to earn money? Because the biggest financial risk of the AI era may not be that robots take every job. The bigger risk could be becoming someone who knows how to work, but doesn't know how to work with AI. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Because the money-making rules are changing. And if you understand these changes early, you may have a very different financial future than someone who ignores them. Part 1. The first big change. Your time is no longer the only thing you sell. Think about the traditional employee. You have 8 hours. You complete a certain amount of work. Your company pays you for those hours and the value you create during them. But AI changes the productivity equation. Imagine 2 people. Person A spends an entire afternoon researching a topic, organizing information, creating a presentation, and preparing a report. Person B uses AI to accelerate the research, organize the information, create a first draft, and automate repetitive parts of the process. Person B still needs judgment. They still need to check the information. They still need to make decisions. But they may complete the work much faster. That creates a new economic advantage, not simply who works harder, but who can create more value with the same amount of time. This distinction is incredibly important because when technology increases productivity, the value of certain skills can change. The IMF has reported that AI is reshaping the skills demanded in labor markets, with new skills appearing alongside changing jobs and tasks. So your competitive advantage may increasingly come from combining human judgment plus specialized knowledge plus AI tools, not from AI alone, and not from humans alone, but from the combination. Part 2. AI may not replace you. But someone using AI might. This is one of the most important ideas in the entire video. People often ask, will AI take my job? But a better question might be, will someone using AI be able to do my job faster, cheaper, or better? Because companies don't necessarily need to replace every employee with a machine. Sometimes they simply need fewer people to produce the same amount of output. That's a very different kind of disruption. Recent research and reporting show that AI is already affecting hiring, especially for some entry-level and routine knowledge work roles, while other roles are being transformed rather than completely eliminated. This creates a new kind of competition. Imagine 2 graphic designers. Both are talented, but one knows how to use AI to brainstorm concepts, generate variations, organize ideas, and speed up repetitive work. The other refuses to use any new tools. Over time, the first designer may be able to serve more clients. The same principle can apply to marketers, writers, researchers, programmers, analysts, entrepreneurs, and many other knowledge workers. The lesson isn't, AI is going to replace everyone. The lesson is, your ability to adapt is becoming part of your earning power. Part 3. The new money skill. Leverage. There is a word that wealthy people understand very well. Leverage. Leverage means using something that allows your effort to produce a much larger result. Money is one form of leverage. Employees are another. Technology is another. The internet is another, and AI is becoming one of the most powerful forms of digital leverage. Imagine you have a small business. Before AI, you might need several people to handle research, customer messages, basic content, data organization, and repetitive administrative work. With the right systems, Some of those processes can become much faster. That doesn't mean you should fire everyone. It means the same team may potentially handle more work. And that's where the economics become interesting. If productivity increases, a business can potentially reduce costs, serve more customers, launch products faster, experiment more, and increase output. The companies that understand this may gain an advantage over companies that don't, and that creates another opportunity. Learn to become the person who helps businesses use AI effectively. You don't necessarily need to build the next giant AI company. You could become valuable simply by understanding how AI can improve an existing business. That is a much more realistic way to think about the opportunity. Part 4. The AI opportunity is not just make money with AI. You will see countless videos promising use AI and make thousands of dollars. Be careful with that mindset. AI itself is not a money machine. AI is a tool. A calculator doesn't make you rich. A laptop doesn't make you rich. The internet doesn't automatically make you rich. The same is true for AI. The money comes from solving a problem that people actually care about. For example, a business wants more customers. A creator wants better content. A company wants to analyze information faster. A professional wants to automate repetitive tasks. A customer wants a faster service. A team wants to reduce unnecessary manual work. The opportunity exists where AI can help solve one of those problems. So instead of asking, how can I make money using AI? Ask, what valuable problem can I solve faster or better because I know how to use AI? That question is far more powerful. Part 5. The people who may benefit most. The biggest winners of the AI economy may not necessarily be the people who know the most about artificial intelligence. They may be people who understand both, a valuable industry and AI. Think about it. Someone who knows finance but understands nothing about AI has one skill set. Someone who knows AI but understands nothing about finance has another. But someone who understands finance and knows how AI can be applied to financial work has something much more interesting. The same applies to marketing plus AI, design plus AI, education plus AI, healthcare plus AI, engineering plus AI, business plus AI, research plus AI, content creation plus AI. This combination creates what we could call skill stacking. You don't have to become the world's greatest AI engineer. You can become unusually valuable by combining AI with something you already understand, and that can be a much more realistic path.
Part 6. The biggest financial divide may become AI leverage. Think about two people earning similar incomes. Person 1 uses technology to automate repetitive work, learn faster, create additional value, and build systems. Person 2 continues doing everything manually. At first, the difference might be tiny, but over years, small productivity differences can compound. The first person may have more time, more output, more opportunities, more experience, and potentially more income. This is why AI could contribute to a new kind of economic divide, not simply between people who own money and people who don't, but between people who know how to use powerful technology productively and people who don't. The IMF has warned that AI can bring large productivity gains while also creating risks around inequality and how income is distributed. That means learning AI isn't just a career decision. For many people, it could become a financial decision. Part 7. But there is a trap. Here is where things get interesting. AI can make you more productive, but it can also make everyone more productive. And when everyone has access to similar tools, the tools themselves become less valuable. Think about it. If everyone can generate a basic social media post in seconds, then simply knowing how to generate a basic social media post isn't a huge competitive advantage anymore. If everyone can create a basic presentation generation becomes less special. If everyone can produce generic content becomes cheaper. So what becomes valuable? Taste, judgment, original thinking, trust, experience, strategy, relationships, and the ability to understand what people actually want. This is why the future isn't necessarily humans versus AI. It is increasingly becoming Humans who use AI effectively versus humans who don't. Part 8. Why human skills may become more valuable. Here's a surprising possibility. The more technology improves, the more valuable certain human qualities may become. Imagine a world where AI can produce unlimited content. What becomes scarce? Attention, trust, authenticity, human connection, good judgment, reputation. If AI can create 1,000 average advertisements in seconds, the person who understands which one will actually connect with customers becomes more valuable. If AI can produce endless articles, the person who knows what deserves to be written becomes more important. If AI can analyze millions of pieces of information, the human who knows which question to ask can become incredibly valuable. So don't think, I need to compete with AI. Think, I need to become the person who knows what to do with AI. That is a completely different mindset. Part 9. The future may belong to the adaptable. We have seen this before. When computers became widespread, some people feared they would destroy office work. Instead, they changed to office work. When the internet arrived, traditional businesses were disrupted, but entirely new industries appeared. When smartphones became mainstream, thousands of new products and services emerged. AI may follow a similar pattern, but there is one major difference: the speed. AI is evolving incredibly quickly, and that means waiting until everything becomes obvious could be a mistake. The people who adapt early may have more time to experiment, more time to build skills, more time to discover opportunities, more time to make mistakes while the stakes are still relatively low. That's why the goal isn't to predict exactly what the economy will look like in 10 years. Nobody knows. The goal is to become adaptable enough to survive whatever it looks like. Conclusion. So, is AI going to make you rich? No. Is AI going to destroy every job? No one can honestly promise that either. But one thing is becoming increasingly clear: AI is changing the relationship between skills, productivity, and income. Some tasks will become cheaper, some jobs will change, some roles may disappear, new roles will emerge, entire industries will transform. And the people who learn how to combine technology with valuable human skills may have a significant advantage. The biggest mistake you can make isn't being afraid of AI, it's ignoring it. Because while you're waiting to see what happens, other people are already learning how to use it. They're experimenting, they're building, they're improving their productivity, they're creating businesses, they're solving problems, and they're discovering what is possible. So don't ask, will AI replace me? Ask a better question: what could I accomplish if I learned how to use AI better than I do today? That question puts you back in control, because the future of money isn't simply going to belong to the people who have the most technology. It may belong to the people who know how to turn technology into value, and that's the real opportunity. AI isn't just changing how we work, it's changing what our work is worth. The question is, are you ready?